Education needs analysis is a critical component of financial planning that helps families estimate future education expenses and develop strategies to meet those costs. The process begins by identifying educational objectives, including the type of institution, anticipated enrollment period, geographic location, and desired level of education. Financial planners work with clients to estimate future tuition, fees, books, housing, transportation, and other related expenses. Because education costs typically increase over time, planners must incorporate inflation assumptions into their projections. Education needs analysis allows families to establish realistic funding targets and evaluate available resources. Proper planning reduces financial uncertainty and improves the likelihood of successfully achieving educational goals. The first step in education needs analysis involves defining the student's educational goals and determining the expected timing of future expenses. Planners gather information regarding the student's age, anticipated college enrollment date, educational aspirations, and family priorities. Some families may prioritize public institutions, while others may prefer private colleges, graduate programs, or specialized professional education. The length of study also affects projected costs. Identifying these factors allows planners to develop customized estimates rather than relying on generalized assumptions. Establishing clear objectives helps ensure that savings and investment strategies are aligned with the family's expectations and financial capabilities while creating a framework for long-term education funding decisions. Estimating future education costs requires consideration of both current expenses and projected inflation rates. Tuition inflation has historically exceeded general inflation, making education one of the fastest-growing household expenses. Financial planners use future value calculations to estimate the amount needed when education expenses occur. In addition to tuition, projections often include room and board, technology expenses, supplies, transportation, and personal living costs. Some analyses may also consider graduate school or professional certification programs. By projecting future costs accurately, families gain a realistic understanding of the resources required. These projections serve as the foundation for determining savings targets, contribution schedules, and investment strategies needed to fund educational goals. Once projected costs are determined, planners evaluate available resources and calculate any funding gap. Resources may include current savings, investment accounts, anticipated family contributions, financial aid, scholarships, grants, work-study opportunities, and educational benefits provided by employers or government programs. The difference between projected expenses and available resources represents the amount that must be funded through future savings or financing strategies. Understanding the funding gap helps families prioritize education goals within their broader financial plan. Planners must balance education funding needs with other objectives such as retirement planning, emergency reserves, debt management, and estate planning to ensure an integrated and sustainable financial strategy. Education savings vehicles are specialized financial tools designed to help families accumulate assets for future education expenses in a tax-efficient manner. These vehicles encourage long-term saving by offering various tax advantages, flexibility features, and investment options. The choice of savings vehicle depends on factors such as the beneficiary's age, expected education timeline, tax situation, contribution capacity, and overall financial goals. Financial planners evaluate available alternatives and recommend strategies that maximize growth potential while minimizing taxes and administrative complexity. Selecting an appropriate savings vehicle is a key element of education planning because the structure and features of the account can significantly influence long-term funding outcomes. One of the most widely used education savings vehicles is the Section 529 plan. These plans allow contributions to grow on a tax-deferred basis, and qualified withdrawals for eligible education expenses are generally tax-free. Many states also provide tax incentives for residents who contribute to state-sponsored plans. 529 plans typically offer broad investment options and high contribution limits, making them attractive for long-term education funding. Account owners retain control of assets and may change beneficiaries under certain circumstances. Because of their flexibility, favorable tax treatment, and ease of administration, 529 plans are often considered the primary education savings vehicle for many families pursuing college funding objectives. Other education savings vehicles include Coverdell education savings accounts, custodial accounts, taxable investment accounts, and certain trust arrangements. Coverdell accounts provide tax-advantaged growth and qualified withdrawals but are subject to contribution limits and income restrictions. Custodial accounts established under UGMA or UTMA rules transfer ownership of assets to the child and may affect financial aid eligibility. Taxable investment accounts offer flexibility without education-specific restrictions but do not provide the same tax advantages. Trusts may be appropriate for families with substantial assets or complex estate planning objectives. Each option involves trade-offs relating to taxation, control, flexibility, and financial aid treatment that planners must carefully evaluate. Education needs analysis and education savings vehicles work together to create a comprehensive education funding strategy. Accurate cost projections establish realistic funding goals, while appropriate savings vehicles provide efficient mechanisms for accumulating the necessary assets. Financial planners periodically review assumptions regarding inflation, investment performance, contribution levels, and changing educational objectives to ensure plans remain on track. As family circumstances evolve, adjustments may be necessary to maintain alignment with broader financial goals. Effective education planning helps families prepare for one of life's most significant financial commitments while minimizing reliance on excessive borrowing. Through disciplined saving and informed planning, families can improve educational opportunities and long-term financial security.